Hey, welcome to the channel. Today we're having a quick video. We're looking at discombobulation is my word for today. No it isn't. No, we're not doing that. We're looking at this. That. We're looking at this. It's this story here, this guy here. We're going to look at this. It's a quick video. We're just going to look at this. Okay, right? Alright. Councillor claims van driver tried to run him over at Fallin roadworks site. I'm going to have to be careful what I say with this because I don't want to say something that would be potentially illegal, so I'm going to have to tone myself down a bit here. Right? So this is from Stirling Observer, and this let's have a look at the click on the story. Right, so it's councillor claims van driver tried to run him over. So Fallin roadworks site as workers verbally abused. So this is where I have to be careful what how I say things. Bannockburn councillor Brian Hambly. Let's look him up. There he is, Brian Hambly. SNP, Bannockburn. There's him there. Right, having previously had a number of managerial roles, Brian's work life was deeply rooted in universities. Oh God, yeah, right. That's a red flag right away, isn't it? So he's not done a real job. Right, okay. You know, the universities, right? Okay, let's not go into that. After taking early retirement, Brian moved to Bannock with his wife, a secondary school teacher, nearly 20 years ago. They have 6 children. Oh well, at least he's not going out like a rotten tatty. He's beating me, I only have 5. And Brian is a registered carer for her eldest daughter. He has been active in his community in this time and volunteers at local, regional and national levels. While cricket, yachting and motorcycles form part of his list of hobbies. Brian's focus as a councillor is on alleviating the pressures young people and families face today. So he's not a world-class NIMBY, is he? Might be, yeah. He might be. He doesn't sound... Oh, can't say that. Can't say that. Can I say that? Send him a snotogram. There. Hambly be at stirlinggov.uk. Certainly, leave your opinions to yourself. I'm trying not to give my opinions with this, right? Let's take a deep delve into this. A deep delve. You want to take a deep delve? Let's do it. Okay, right. Councillor claims van driver tried to run him over at Fallin roadworks site as workers verbally abused. Okay. Bannockburn councillor Brian Hambly reported a driver to police after visiting the site amid reports that workers have been met with verbal abuse from furious motorists. So there's... Right. Okay, I'm not exactly... Well, see that there? That's part of your green communism. That thing there. That shouldn't be there. Right, so I think he's a green communist, Brian Hambly, yeah. This is an A road, right? Is this me putting my opinions across before I've even read it? Yeah, it is. Let's get on with it. One local councillor has reported a driver to police officer saying the attempt to run him over as he visited a site in Fallin impacted by roadworks. SNP councillor for the Bannockburn ward, Brian Hambly, visited the village on Wednesday following reports that road workers had been met with verbal abuse from furious drivers over road closures, diversion routes and delays. Let's have a look at where we're talking about, alright? Alright. There's Stirling, right? There's Great Britain. There's Ireland. Right? It's not our fault about the potatoes. Stop fucking going on about that shit. Right? So here we are. We're in Stirling. There's a river Forth. Right? Okay. So we've got where is it? Right there. There's Cowie. So there's Fallin. So that's where the roadworks are, the resurfacing and the green communism. The I think, what do they call it again? Traffic rescue. Oh, I forgot what it's called. Traffic islands. Shit, sorry, I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, right. So trucks. This is an A road, A905. It's now you've got Throsk is industrial. That was an industrial site during the war and everything. All that's all industrial. You know, and they got, well, okay, the other side of the water is the same, but that's irrelevant. But so that's an A road. It's an A road, right? So that's an A road as well. The A9 through Plain. But that's another. We're not talking about that now. We're talking about Fallin. So they're turning. So what happens with the green communism? They're sort of restricting the main roads. It's an A road. So they have 20 zones in there, and these traffic refuges. Refuge. That's what the word is that I was looking for. And that's what they're doing. They haven't done it there. So that was a 40 limit. They've lowered it to 30. So this is an A road. This is the thrust of what I'm saying. Is A roads should be A roads. A roads are for commerce. They're for commercial activity, and they're paid for by the taxpayer, and they've been built and paid for by you, me, and everyone else. And that's what they are. They're A roads. So if you end up building houses alongside these roads and everything, you can't then become a full-on NIMBY and change everything to suit what you need, your demands. This is an A road. So we've got all these trucks in this industrial estate. It's H&R Grey's got a big depot there. So all these things. So they're trying to. I'm not saying they should go flying through Fallin at 50 mile. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying they should go through there at 30 miles per hour, and that's what the planning rules would say. That's what they do say. That's what the highway code says. But no. So this is where. So what they've done is they're resurfacing it. So the main thrust of what's happening is they're resurfacing it. I don't know about the green communism. I don't know the extent of it. What else they're doing, I don't actually know. So the trucks and vans have to come up here at Throsk. That road there. That road is terrible, right? That road is. So the Scottish Government spent heaps of money building a pavement on it, up the side of that. So the traffic it's been sent from there, diverted from there. These vans, buses, trucks, up there, around there, through Cowie, and straight out. They can't really go up that. Well, I don't know if they can or no. There's a steep hill, a little roundabout. So that's it there, right through there and up there. So they're coming. That's the detour. So the van driver in question, more than likely, would have had to come all the way up there, go all the way up there, all the way up round there, and all the way and back there to get to, if he was going there or there, you know. So where he fell out with this guy, right? Does that give you the picture? Or vice versa, if the van driver was at that side and he was trying to deliver something or fix some of these pipes or do a job that's worth doing, he's not a councillor, he would have had to drive all the way back up there, all the way up there, all the way around there, down there and back there, right? So that's essentially probably what. Well, I know the guy that came and delivered wood to me was in that situation. He lives there, right? And he had to move some cones so he could get into his house rather than go all the way up and round. It's common sense. What would you do? So let's go on with this. Like, okay, SMV councillor visit the village on Wednesday. Right, okay, right. Work began on Monday to carry out critical and essential road resurfacing works on Main Street, and the schedules last for a fortnight. So this page is not completely loading, but never mind. Right, so there he is. One local councillor has reported the driver to police after saying they attempted to run him over, and as he visited a site in Fallin impacted by roadworks. I mean, yeah, do you believe that? Somebody tried to run him over? James was being a bit of a girl about this. A girly girl. He's been a bit of a fanny, right? About this. So the other thing is, we'll get on to that in a minute. Anyway, I'll read this out, right? I'll read it. One local councillor has reported, right, SNP councillor Barton Ward, Brian Hambly, visited the village on Wednesday following reports that roadworks have been met with verbal abuse from furious drivers over road closures, diversion routes and delays. Work began on Monday to carry out critical and essential road resurfacing works on Main Street and is scheduled to last for a fortnight. The works are being carried out from the Tesco junction to the 30 mph sign at the Stirling side of the village, and have seen a road closure implemented between 8 AM and 6 PM each day, the road to remain open at the weekend. Residents and traders, another bit, sorry, I stopped reading the story. Residents and traders had been informed that access will be maintained for those living within the closure area, but they could face delays. However, on the first day of the works on Monday, fuming villagers hit out as traffic was rerouted via Tibby's Brae in Cowie, leading to significant delays as buses and large lorries struggled to negotiate the diversion. Spray there. It looks quite harmless on here, but it's a narrow road with, what do you call it, gutters at the side. You know, the road's not finished at the edge, but they spent millions putting a path in the side of it. It's really, see, getting up that hill there, it's actually really difficult getting up there. It's not, and then a lot of drivers come down, a lot of women drivers or men drive, it's mostly women, they don't keep to the left, they drive down the middle of the road. And you're put, you know, it's quite tight. There's loads of videos I've got of that road, it's terrible, right? Trying to get, and out of Bandit Industrial Estate also have been impacted. To compound matters, roadworks and traffic lights at the end of the village have added to drivers' woes. There's a picture of it there. Since then, the workforce carrying out the upgrade are said to have been hit with abuse from motorists passing through the village. Councillor Hambly said, "I visited the site this week and was impressed with professional of the road crews as they guided traffic around the works. Despite some teething issues, the work is now progressing well. The road crews are only doing their job, and I'm pleased that the tiny... Oh, where have we heard this before? I was only doing my job. They were only doing their job. Right, let's write that down before I forget that. Only doing my job. I'd like to say thanks to the majority, indeed the workers who, this is some excluding people here, that's what they do. Indeed the workers who are delivering this improvement to Fallin's main thoroughfare. You're fucking re-tarring the road, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Fucking hell, it's like, how much do we spend on road tax and, oh, don't start that one, it goes into a big pot, I know it's not to do with roads. Why wouldn't we get our roads tarred when they start having loads of potholes? It's not something to boast about. Get on and do your job. In a post on the Fallin community, no, hold on, I'm going to have to turn you around for this one. Right, in a post on the Fallin Community Voice Facebook page on Wednesday, Councillor Hambly told how he witnessed vehicles ignoring road signs, warnings of diversion, and drivers as proceeded through village streets. As drivers... Right. I was blocked from the Fallin Community Voice by Neil Taylor, who told me that I didn't come from the area. That's actually what happened. Now, that's not democratic. I use that road every day, and the reason he blocked me is because he doesn't like people opposing 20 zones. I'm opposing 20 zones. I'm opposing green infrastructure. I'm opposing it, right? So they don't like you opposing what their little hobby horse. So I haven't got a voice in the community voice in Fallin because of this, right? That's another issue. But I mean, Facebook. Really, is Facebook where we should do our, you know, our deal with stuff like that? I don't think so, but that's the way it's worked out. We're all using this American corporation to communicate when about things like this. So there's no community voice for me. My ancestors have come from this area from 1740, traced them right back. So, Mr. Taylor, there you go. Right, I'm from here and you're not, it seems. Right, never mind that though. Right, so he posted, while the team were asking drivers their destination, I also spoke with several drivers. One driver, a large grey van, refused to stop and attempted to run me over and ran through the traffic, got quickly put in front of their vehicle. You shouldn't have been going... So I'm just getting a picture of this. The guy's went and put in a cone in front of the guy's van. He's in fear for his life. He's got this weird SNP councillor who should... What is this guy doing here? This SNP councillor, right? This has been reported to the police. So you're a rat. You've went and reported the van driver to the police. This has been reported to police with full description of vehicle, registration, driver description. Concerned villagers have backed the under fire workers, with some members Fallin Community Voice even treating them to lunch to show their appreciation. Residents have been able to exit or enter the Stirling side, which led to frustration. Independent councillor Bannockburn Ward Alistair McPherson is another grifter. So these roadworks have created a lot of anger and massive inconvenience to the local community and businesses in Bandith Industrial Estate. The diversion up Tibby's Brae to Cow is totally unsuitable for buses, and to compound matters, there is also roadworks and travel lights at the other end of the village, along from the bowling club. Yeah, he's right there. The resurfacing works should never have commenced until the roadworks at the end of the village were completed. He's talking sense now. Maybe switch sides. Oh, he has switched sides. Let's have a look at him. Here he is, Alistair McPherson. Alistair McPherson. Stirling Council banned from meetings for being for aggressive behaviour towards the police. Oh well, that's not right. I've never seen that one before. So who have got the? Where are we looking at? Well, Stirling North, Stirling West. Fucking traitor. Right, and there he is, Alistair McPherson. He's independent, Ward 7, Bannockburn. There he is. Right, so you can contact him there. So maybe he. Well, right, okay, there's Alistair McPherson.
Bizarre.
So, Alistair McPherson talking a bit of sense. Brian Hambly from the SNP. He's an SNP councillor, so part of the Scottish Government. Right, my first question, and a lot of people commented on Facebook, is what's he doing wearing that shirt on that building site? He's on a building site, and the guy's got a hat, high-vis, overalls, safety boots, and this guy's standing around there lording it over van drivers. I hope Police Scotland throw that out. I mean, I wasn't there. I'm just going by what's there. He seems like a prima donna, and it seems like some of them lot have tried to force him to stop putting a cone in front of his van. And why should you? You're intimidating the guy. Leave him alone. It's like we can do without people like this, right? But we can't do without van drivers. And all this stuff is wrong. That's an A road. We need to get all that stuff ripped out of there. Get all these islands and refuges. And people, I've got children and grandchildren, they should be brought up to recognise that that's where commerce happens. And that's, you don't go messing around and playing on this or fanning around. Because what it's causing, this is the real reason why I'm fighting this, and I think everybody else should. We need to stop all this nonsense. It's indicative of the roadworks. Okay, it's resurfacing, but there's always something going on when you're driving. There's always some change. And you go into Stirling, the bike lanes, they've built bike lanes that people don't use, the cyclists don't use. They've messed around with things. They're making the roads narrow. They're screwing around, and we're paying for it. And it's people like this guy here. He shouldn't be there. He should stay away from there and let them get on with the job. No, another waste of space. Only doing your job. Yeah. Where did we hear that before? You know, why have you become an SNP councillor? You know, you're not from here, are you? I got that. I got told I wasn't from here. That's why I'm banned from the Fallin Community Voice. Right? So I think that's it. We'll move on. I think that I've covered this as much as I can at the moment.
When I close my eyes, I may think, is that a man or a woman?
So we've got Fallin Community Voice, we've got that I'm banned from because I don't approve of 20 zones, and I said that. I wasn't insulting anyone, I was just objecting. And they banned me. They're rats. They're rats! They're rats! My family comes from here for hundreds of years, and you told me I don't come from here. Right, I do come from here, and it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter where you come from. You live here, you drive through. I drive on that road every day. That's what matters. I drive here, so it doesn't matter where you come from. That's nonsense anyway, right? So, they are using our government money badly, And I reckon Brian Hambly should be the one that's been prosecuted. I think the van driver hasn't done anything wrong. They're harassing someone, an upstanding member of the citizen. The van driver has been harassed by a councillor who is stealing public money to push stuff. And he's trying to turn, see the way that piece was written? He's trying to turn people against genuine van drivers who are struggling in this to try to make a living. You know, and I don't have anything against road workers. They're doing what they're told. They get told to go out and dig a road up and put a traffic refuge, a pedestrian refuge in it. They'll do it, right? If they were told to dig the road up and block it off, they'll do it. They just do what they're told, right? That's part and parcel of working for the council, the Stirling Council. You have to shut your brains off and just go and do as you're told. That's what they do. I don't have anything against that. I think, you know, if they had to make the decisions, they probably wouldn't approve of any of the things they're doing. But they don't even. All they want is to go for a pint and pay their rent or whatever it is, right? So on that note, thanks for watching. Brian Hambly, only doing his job. Let's look and see where it comes from. Hold on. Just out of interest, the surname Hambly is of English origin, primarily found in Cornwall and Devon. Is believed to be a variant of the name Hamblin, with the N ending to shortened Y. It may also be derived from a place named possible Hamlin, Staffordshire. Without really becoming, without getting into a deep delve into demographics, I would say he'd be a retired, the type that's moved into these villages, and his age group, so he's the same age group as myself, they don't give a shite about, because they're on pensions. Well, that's another problem, isn't it? A lot of them are middle class numpties, and they don't appreciate that young people need a future, and they're taking their future by restricting the road network. People like him are restricting the future of our children and grandchildren. And the majority of people I talk to about this don't really care. They can't be, but it's too much stressful. It's too stressful for them to think about. They don't care. But I care. It's time we stop this crap. It's time we stop restricting our roads. Retire them, yeah, do that, repair them. But without this green infrastructure. And I don't even know what they're planning on doing. It doesn't look like they're doing ramps or anything. It looks like they're just... But all that stuff should get ripped out. And we should get rid of these councillors. They're taking money and they are incompetent fools pushing an agenda. But that's a bigger issue. I don't want to start stressing you out about the WEF agenda. Right? So, thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe. And we'll get you in the next one. Bye.